New episode, P. Porch Podcast. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
We just vibing. We ain't even freestyling. Just rocking.
Oh, man. Another episode, baby. We back.
Yep.
Oh, man. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Got little intros and all that shit. You know what I mean? P, tell them, man. You know what I mean? Good work right there, baby. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to another episode of the Porch Podcast, man.
Yes, clap it up.
I'm just glad to be here, man. You know, moving right along, man.
Moving right along.
You know
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
everybody who been with us for 103 straight episodes. Listen, I know y'all probably was looking for me to freestyle. I was at all, man. You know. But know what that means. Basically what that means.
Okay.
What that means is
Right. What do it mean, brother?
you might actually catch me freestyling throughout the show on the mile.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Freestyling on the mile. You know, you know what I
I
mean?
understand, man. So you know how we do, man. We get right into it, man. Well, before we get into it, how your week been? How your week been so far, brother? How's
Week's been
everything
good, man. I've been getting compliments. People say I'm losing weight. Numbers not going anywhere in the scale. However,
Right.
inches are leaving. You know what I mean? So we're gonna clap it up for that. Whoa, yeah. But shout out to Wawa
Okay, shouting them out.
because I'm gonna break my diet to eat one of these strawberry shortcake joints. Listen, we keep telling y'all we here for the endorsements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I
You
ain't
are
got no
here
problem
for the
with that at all.
endorsement.
You know, I didn't realize. No, I take that back because I remember you had said to me, you said, "Look, man, do you have the app?" Because I always talk about going to Wawa. I said, "Nah, yo, man, listen, man, get the app.
Free coffee.
Tuesdays, free coffee. Brother, love a good cup of coffee, man.
Right.
But you know what goes? You know what makes coffee taste even better?
What?
When it's free.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit up here and act like everything in this world that's free is good. But a cup of coffee, you know, it's kind of hard to complain about it when you don't got to dig in your pocket and go pull out no money.
But speaking of free,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you one of the best things in life is free.
What's that, bro?
A free mind.
Absolutely.
Like Tim said, this is the piece that you cannot buy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
And the way that we're gonna get on a free mind is we gotta focus.
Gotta have focus.
You really gotta. They call it meditation. You know, every time somebody see people meditate, you always see them. They're sitting there and they're in their stance and their positions.
Right.
And I believe that is probably the strongest point of meditation. However, you can meditate by just sitting still.
Right.
You know, in the Bible, I can't remember which book, which scripture, but peace be still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I often say it. You know, when I
Yeah.
say it a lot, it's funny. If I wake up in the wee hours of the night and my mind is racing, I'm just trying to figure all these different things out. You know, I mean, I'll say that. And honestly speaking, man, most of the time, bruh, it falls right in line for me. Things calm down and I can get some rest. You know, mind be so active. But like you said, talking about focus, man, you know, to me, it's the piece that makes, or, you know, it's the fuel that makes things move forward and you know, be productive, in my opinion. You know, most people get stuck, in my opinion, in life because they lose focus. Like we have those moments where you just got this, like you ever feel this crazy, you know, surge of creative energy come over you. Like for me, I'm really a creative person. So like it's a constant for me, right? I'm always trying to figure out what the next thing looks like. For me, I have to understand that, you know, my focus as much as I may be energized and creative, my focus still has to be, structured. It can't just be random thoughts. It can't just be, you know, rambunctious activity. I'm just running around doing this, doing this, and doing this, and doing that because, I can't be two places at once. So I think sometimes part of the reason why, like I say, some things can't get off the ground or seem like you just can't get to the next level in certain situations because we lose focus,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So, you know, is it easy to lose focus? In my opinion, it may be easy to lose focus because of the fact that we got a lot of examples in the world right now.
Yeah, distractions that I feel like the world is designed to be a distraction.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
agree. Yeah, I
However,
agree.
this is why that, when they teach you things in life, they teach you that, you know, like the secret and manifestation and law of attraction.
Right,
You create your own universe. This is true.
right,
All this stuff is true. But you really have to, I believe when they say, oh, don't focus on your problems. I don't think it's focusing on your problem. I think it's more so focusing on, not focusing on, but giving attention. I put it to you like that. Giving
right,
attention, that's what's making you feel out of place at times. You
right,
know,
right.
coming up in life, we had our mom and dad. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? We
Mm-hmm.
had a
Shout out to
solid,
OT. Just showed up. OT.
yeah. We had a solid household. You know what I mean?
Right,
Hold up, OT. We had a solid
mm-hmm.
household.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna say it was super hood where we grew up at, but
Right,
the way Trenton, New Jersey is designed, the hood is around the corner wherever you at.
right, right,
So we still knew how to maneuver and move around and do what we do.
right.
We, at a young age, all knew that money was important.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one of the episodes that we had. I said if God can give me a certain gift that I want, I would want to be able to teach all my people a strong understanding of financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that, you know, shout out to EYL, assets over liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that run around and they yell that out because they watch their show. But it's a lot of people who also don't understand the difference between an asset and a liability. But before you can even purchase these assets and all that, you gotta have focus. You gotta
Right.
have
Yeah.
yourself together. You gotta have yourself right.
Absolutely.
Because what takes you out of focus may not even be finances. I just used our upbringing and example where the areas where we come from is, we'll say, middle class. We wasn't poor, wasn't rich, but middle class. And I feel like in this country, the middle class is the people who struggle the most. See what I'm
Right.
saying?
I tend to agree with that. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
you ask yourself, how did we fall
Mm.
middle class? Did we not focus enough to apply ourselves to a fuller, our full potential?
Mm-hmm.
Did we get comfortable after getting that 9 to 5 that was able to give you everything you want,
Right. Right.
even if it's taking you just living from check to check?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So I'm just using that for an example, but focus applies with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Weight loss. I've been going to the gym. I just ate a strawberry shortcake on the on live right now on the show. However,
Right. Right.
I know I just got to go harder tomorrow in the gym. Now I add it, but
Right.
got to go harder tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. All it
Yeah.
takes focus.
All of it. Yeah. Nah, I think that, when it comes to that, sometimes it's funny. When it comes to success, in my opinion, some people are scared more of succeeding than failure.
Right.
And when you think about what you just kind of touched on in terms of becoming complacent or comfortable, when you start getting this, this 9 to 5 job that's, paying the bills just barely, you're just getting by, you're just making it. Yet you continue to go there and you continue to do what you're doing. Your focus at that point is just trying to survive.
Right.
When you tell a person that part of the reason why they haven't gotten to where they want to get to is because they're not making any steps to get there. They'll tell you to how they're, well, I got a good paying job. That same job that you complain about that, just allows you to live and has you one situation away, one slip up or one bad, decision away from not having that.
Right.
Um, it brings me to that concept of understanding that how some people are, actually more, fearful of success than failure because it's a place that they're more familiar with.
Right.
And I just think that when you're familiar with certain things, you're more susceptible to doing, those things regularly because it's regimented inside of us. Like you say, what we always talk about, as being creatures of habit, you know, we we are adaptable. So even when it comes to being in a situation where you feel like you're not comfortable or you're not happy with it, you'll stay there because of fear of what the next thing may look like. Even if it's great,
Right.
it may be the next piece. The next thing that you do may catapult you into a whole different stratosphere, of success in your life. But you'll rather hold on to the thing that you know, even though it's not serving you well, because of the fact that you're not focusing on what can actually make things better for you.
Right.
So a
Right.
lot of that, man, a lot of that is what plays into it. I've read an article. Um, I think Little Meech. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
ever heard anything about it. Little Meech,
Fort Lauderdale International Airport.
right? For exactly the international airport. They wound up, you know, I guess arrested him for having a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because they talk about in the article that I read that they got in touch with 50.
Mm-hmm.
And the line actually said, 50 Cent has been alerted to Lil Meech's situation and think he's either got a raw deal or was way too caught up in his character.
Mm-hmm.
Focus. Sometimes exactly what 50 said or allegedly said, I don't know, I wasn't there when supposedly he said it. I think that happens a lot in our lives. It ain't always about getting in trouble or, having any kind of legal issues, but I think that sometimes we get caught up in the character and we
Mm-hmm.
forget who we truly are.
Right.
And once that focus gets lost, it's very difficult to progress in life because you don't forgot who you are. So how you gonna remember where you're going?
Exactly.
Like I don't, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's one of those things. It was, sad to see that when I read that because of everything that he's been afforded the opportunity to be able to be a part of. And I don't know which one it is, whether it's a situation of a raw deal or, if it's a situation of him, not, losing sight of who his character is or being too locked in to be his character and putting himself in a tough position. But, that's just an example, man, where you got to focus on what you want to do, man. You
Mm-hmm.
got to focus on where you're trying to get. You got to focus on, how to correct yourself. People got a problem with corrective criticism. People turn around and say, yo, man, you talented at this, or you shouldn't do that, or did you think about doing this, that, and the third? And people get all up in arms and they get apprehensive, but that be people sometimes just trying to help you think about, like, just realign your focus.
Right.
So it's just one of those things, man, that I think that it's inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, even down to the fact that I got into a little bit of a debate with my daughter about, and this is just my opinion, but I believe that everything has a reason, right? And I believe that,
Absolutely.
in my opinion, I think that you should always do whatever you're doing in your life, have a reason for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, at the very least, if you don't succeed at whatever that situation is, at the very least, you'll learn something. And,
Right.
and, and to me, but I think if you're doing things blindly and you're not doing, like, don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with being spontaneous, but even the spontaneous thought was a thought before it was an action. So I believe that everything, just like every cause, has
Right.
an effect and all that.
Because I don't think anybody had a solid reason to do blow.
Probably not.
I think it was a spontaneous situation, man.
I don't. I mean, it's debatable. It's definitely debatable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
No,
think, I
man,
think, I
no.
think, I think like it's. And here's my thing, because we're human, right? And so we're going to be in situations throughout our lives where it's going to be some question marks on how we're going to handle them, right? Like
Mhm.
I think that you can be trained for certain things in life, and I think that things are going to happen, and you're going to kind of learn them on the fly, like you've heard. But
Right.
I still think that there's a reason why you're in certain situations. Like even a person who has a dependency situation, there was something that drove them there. You know what I mean? Whether it was exposure to that situation early in their lives, or they did it as a coping mechanism to handle some other things, or whatever the case was. There was a
I knew
reason
you.
behind it.
I knew you was gonna be able to come up with it. I knew it. So what made you quit?
You tell me. You got to be direct. I'll be honest. I'll answer. I'll answer whatever you want me to answer, but you got to be direct.
What made you quit?
I don't remember quitting anything.
Okay, it's all right. I don't. You my brother, man. I love you. I don't want to tarnish your character
I
here
got it. I mean,
live. You know, yeah. I mean,
I'm quite sure. There's a reason why you're asking that. I don't know
Mm,
if it's the. I don't know if the reason is to help you get back focused on what you need to do to get right. I don't know.
I tell you this though.
Please do.
I
What's
tell
up?
you this.
What's that?
Being focused
Mm-hmm.
always marries well with consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see how it survives without it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I've been focused and married to the gym. I just gotta continue to focus and be married to the diet, and that'll help a lot.
Oh, see, there you
Get my
go.
whole get my whole thing like right up in here. Right, I'm tight up in here right now. So I keep
Right.
going up heavier with the weight. You know.
Hey, that's good. I mean, you got a
Mhm.
reason behind it. Better health. You know. You wanna look better. You wanna feel better. All those different things. But everything has a reason. And if you focus and you stay committed to that, like you're saying now, and develop that consistency, I think without question, man, you'll be successful. Like you kept DJing all of those years.
26th Street.
That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't about trying to be like you said in your name, the best DJ in the world, but you are the best DJ E. So like you were
Hmm.
focused on that.
Yeah, being the best person I can be for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
you
the
know what I
best
mean? Every
DJ come from. Yeah.
exactly, influence entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
got it right this week, y'all.
Yes, go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Clap it
Clap
up for
that up.
that. Clap it up
Yeah.
for that. You
Don't know
know,
how he messes brother shit up all the time.
so
I don't mess up the
that's
MVP.
no, well, I appreciate that. I ain't got nothing crazy to say about that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I think that the whole lack of focus, that situation right there is so vital, right? To it's all right. It's vital to keep your focus. Lack of focus is scary, man.
How scary
It's
though?
to me it's frightening because we don't have a minute to waste,
I think
and
it's
so I don't
spooky as hell, man.
I don't know about. I mean, well, whatever you want to say. Maybe that's how you
It's
feel. Maybe you
spooky.
feel a
It's
little
very
little
spooky.
Michael
Now I'm
Myers.
agreeing with you.
Yeah, nah. I don't feel like being
Michael
out the whip on that.
Myers or is it Freddy? Because he's the dream dude.
Right,
He trying to kill your dreams.
right. Might be Freddie.
I think Freddy, it might be when you wasting precious time
Yeah, when you
on
put it that
trying to.
way,
Yeah, it's Freddy all day. You know what I
nah,
mean?
I,
Because
I,
Freddy
I,
play too much. See,
right,
Mike and Jason
right.
just walk down the street, bump
Right.
people off. Fred like, nah, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be his homie till he fall asleep. Once he fall asleep, I'm taking all his dreams from him.
A lot of that going on in real life too.
That's what I'm saying, man. You
Right.
know,
I'm gonna be his homie
yeah.
until he
Until he
fall
fall
asleep,
asleep. That's what I'm
and then
saying.
I'm
Now
gonna take
listen,
his dreams
listen.
in real life. Oh my.
Boom. Perfect example. Will Smith.
Uh oh.
He let Chris Rock,
Come on,
right?
man. Come on.
He let Chris Rock drift off, fall asleep, walked up, checked this whole shit. Bow!
Yeah, man.
Right? However,
Come on.
hold on, I'm not done yet though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Will Smith made one of the most iconic hip hop albums called He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper.
Right.
And what was the first song on that album? Nightmare on My Street.
Look at it. Look
I'm
at it.
laughing at it. I ain't even clapping. Nightmare on My Street.
Look
That's
at
what I'm
it.
saying. So he predicted Chris Rock gonna think we cool and I'ma crack his shit. Telling you.
I mean, it happened. Right?
None of that
you know,
made sense, but it just has some strong solid points in there.
Nah, yeah, yeah. It was
We
some
gonna
strength
tie
in it.
that fade to a ponytail. I remember that on Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like I said, man. I think sometimes, things happen and we believe there's no reason behind it, but there's always a reason, man. There's always a focus point in that situation. You can't hit a target unless you're focusing on it. So even when he went up there and did what he did, I'm not condoning it, but in the same token, in order for him to do what he did, he had to focus on what he was going up there to do.
Mm-hmm.
People look afterwards, after it happened, it was like, oh my gosh, why did he do that? And it was split between why did he do that and like why did he do that?
Let me ask you this.
Sounds the same, but it's not the same.
Since we're speaking on focus,
Yeah.
person in the world, give me a person in the world that you've seen, like in their craft or whatever they do, just have the best focus you may have ever seen, and whether it's in TV, real life, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you give the top person that you see had the strongest focus on what they were trying to do?
Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas.
I was gonna say Eric Thomas or either Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. That's what I was gonna say.
Them my two right there. Eric Thomas, Kobe Bryant. I would either and if I just had to throw a third one in there, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Just relentless, was never coming off of it.
Yeah.
Laser focus, was getting better all the time. Was not going to accept anything but success or greatness.
Yeah.
Without question.
Fourth person, I would say Floyd Mayweather Jr.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because focus doesn't come without mistakes. Right?
Fifth. I'm not in no order, but Michael Jordan. He was
Yeah,
definitely
I get
in
it.
there.
I get it.
Not in no order.
I get it. You got certain people, once again, that every time you saw them, they looked like they was working.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what LeBron looked like he was consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Diversifying his portfolio. Now he's into the film industry situation and has that going on in terms of like this is what I'm saying. When you visualize yourself in a certain position, what it also requires you to do is it's like, all right, there's a button on the side of my camera called the defocus button.
Defocus.
And when I make videos, I put this on, right? I push the defocus button, and what it does is it only focuses on me, and everything behind me looks blurry. It's purposely done, right? So I become just the focal point. If I turn it off, everything looks the same, right? The reason why I'm bringing that situation up is because that defocus button is the same way I look at how sometimes we lose sight or focus on what we're trying to do.
Right.
Right? So if I hit that button, guess what? You got to look at me.
Got to.
Or if I come up with, it's another button on it. They call it product showcase.
Showcase.
You push that button, guess what? You know how you have a product? It's the same thing. You sit it down on the table, you aim the camera at it, it only is going to focus on
that product. Yeah. That's how when people do, they do, what's the name of it I'm talking about? Like, not tutorials, but like videos.
Vlogs and stuff?
Yeah, but on certain products.
Oh, yeah, they do product reviews.
Product reviews. That's what it's called.
And they use it. So when they were designing, this is how smart the camera industry was.
Yeah.
When they were designing cameras, they understood that people thought that way. So they said, we're going to put a feature on these cameras called Product Showcase that shows that particular product.
Right.
I'm saying that because even in the camera industry, they were focusing on the consumer and what they were looking for and what they were going to utilize that situation for. That to me is a great analogy. I'm glad you even brought up what you said. Like that's a great analogy to me
Hmm.
to show you the importance of how the world recognizing how important focus is, being focused is.
Right.
You know, before we get any deeper into the episode, man,
Mhm.
I think I want to take this time to let you know that if you need to have someone focus on making your event, a memorable one, we happen to know a company that can take care of you. Check it out. Listen, whether it's your first or your 50th birthday, that 25 years of service, if not more, retirement party, or the day that you and the love of your life share vows to become one, let Front and Center Events take care of all of your event planning needs. Sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy the show, where they truly keep you at the front and center of it all. That's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there today and get that party booked. Back to the show.
Front and center events. Chilling
Absolutely.
tomorrow, man. Boy, I'm telling
Yeah. Well, it is December, y'all, and
you.
one of the other things that we could talk about in terms of focus, man, is that it's time to start really like we've been talking about lately, focusing on what you want to do next. I'm not saying to create a new you. I'm not saying it's time for you to, have this, you know, imaginary you just all of a sudden become developed. Focus on what you're doing now,
Right.
right? So part of what I think about when it comes to it too is, you know, the reason why people sometimes can't stay locked in to what they're doing in terms of focus is because they don't know how to enjoy the moment. They don't know how to enjoy the moment. It's always you got some people who think about the bill before they think about what they want to eat off the menu.
Right.
You got some people who actually look at the menu and eat or pick their, entrees and things of that nature based on what the bill is going to probably be versus what they actually want to consume. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use logic. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some fundamental basic things that we do that we don't even realize that we actually put our focus on the wrong thing. See, it's about taking advantage of the opportunities in life, right? It's about taking advantage of the moments that you get. Everything has a price tag, everything has a reason, there's a cause and an effect. But if you're not focused on what the concept of what's actually going on at that moment, you're going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion on that. So a lot of times the reason why people can't focus on getting better is because if you can't learn how to appreciate the present, it's going to be
Right.
very difficult to get to the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's my spin on it. But what are you focused on right now? I know you said something about going to the gym and understanding that you need to develop a strong, healthy relationship with, your diet, what you consume.
Mm-hmm.
But as we get ready to break into the next year, and I'm not asking you to create a resolution of anything
Oh
like that,
nah. I don't do
but
resolutions,
but
but I just turn on focus when it's time. I know what you're saying.
yeah. So like, what was the latest thing that you looked at and you say, you know what, I can do better at that. I can do
Um,
better at that.
Killing
Were
consumer
you
debt.
okay?
Killing
Okay.
consumer debt.
So let's focus there.
I
Okay.
realize that we all want wealth, right?
Right. Hmm.
We all want wealth,
Hmm.
and it's funny because nobody actually teaches us coming up in the hood, in the city, on actually how to build wealth. Even though some of us actually do the formula subliminally.
Right.
Like for example, we always heard rappers speaking about when they was out there in the streets and they was hustling. My turnaround so good, Poppy give me a couple of them pies on consignment and all that type of all that shit. So that was
Right.
everybody's shit. That was everybody's style in the
Right.
'90s.
Right. Right. Right.
Guess it's coming back 6 days front frat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, he
yeah,
gave me
yeah,
6 coming back, 6 days, 6 back, 3 more to go for me. Let's eat. Like you be like, what
yeah,
is he talking
yeah.
about? You know what
That's
I
the
mean?
soundtrack to a lot of jokers' lives, man.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah, yeah.
But consignment, in a sense, was a form of credit.
Okay, okay.
That was a form of credit.
This is true.
So
Very true.
the formula to be able to become wealthy is buy assets. EYL says assets over liabilities.
Okay.
Like
All right.
Hove said, right? I came into this game like 100 grand strong, 9 to be exact from grinding G packs, right? Ain't no room on
Mm-hmm.
some. I can make 30 off a brick, but one rhyme can beat that. Or he said I
Mm-hmm.
can make 40 off a brick, but one rhyme can beat that. So once he realized that he can rap and get more than he did when he was hustling and not had to look over his shoulder,
Right.
that was it.
Absolutely.
But this is one person who understands the importance of using consignment or credit or taking the money that he earned to turn around to buy another asset. He came into the game 100 grand strong, 9 to be exact, from grinding G packs. Okay, that's what he said. Took
Right.
it, started a record label, could make 40 off a brick, but one rhyme could beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Got itself to the point where they was paying him over $40,000 for a verse.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said right this. He said, you know, something whoever sell clothing, not in this lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. That's the
Mm-hmm.
difference between me and them smarting up, open the market up. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 in 18 months, 80 million more. So he took his influence entertainment,
I like that.
opened up the market and made
Right.
80 more million.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, we say that they never taught us how to make wealth, but if you listen to some of these rappers,
Right.
they
Yeah,
were
that's true.
telling us
Well, you're absolutely right.
how to build wealth, but we just wasn't step by steps. We was focusing on what they wore, what they drove,
Right.
what they had on, the image that they created for themselves to get your attention. So you
Right.
say, so is it safe that we wanted wealth? And answer this question: did we want wealth or did we want attention?
That's it. I think they wanted attention.
Yeah, because we
I think they
never
wanted
they
attention.
never hid it from us.
That's an excellent point, bro.
Like I was
You know.
listening to Money Ain't a Thing the other day. She said she saw my necklace, started reacting, and that's what the fucker called a chain reaction, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
So when you sit there and you think about it,
Mm.
okay, did you want to get a platinum chain because Jay-Z said the girl reacted and started relaxing with the chain reaction and all that?
Mm.
And he's saying money ain't a thing.
Right.
Do you realize money's not a thing because he built assets that keep bringing him money? No work, it don't matter.
I think they missed that part.
Can make
I don't know. I
40
can't
off a
speak for
brick,
that.
but one rhyme can beat that.
Yeah,
Can't
I
go to
think it
jail
was
for
missed.
rapping, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cliche story. You know, heard it
Yeah,
a bunch of times, man. Different people, nothing against them, because everybody only speaking. I guess either they're in character and they speaking about a life that they heard about, or maybe they lived that life.
right,
I think sometimes we glorify things indirectly. I don't even think that we understand it sometimes. Like some people may hear your story and they pick out the pieces they want to,
that's
and
it.
before you know it, they misled or misguided or misdirected, and
Hmm.
they actually wind up doing what? Losing their focus.
Right,
There's so many people, man, that have done things not because it was the only thing that they were able to do. Matter of fact, it ain't even the best thing that they were able to do. They just
hmm
did what they saw everybody else
they
doing.
just did what they saw everybody else do. You
Yeah,
know,
and that's the part that's why I say that loss of focus is horrifying,
right,
because what winds up happening is that you fall in line with things that are not for you. It's
right,
not their lane. You got people that went out there and did all kind of things that was illegal, and never had to deal with any kind of penalty other than moral situations, but they
right,
never had to deal with anything legal. And you feel like if you can go out there and just kind of be a carbon copy of that, or just get the manifesto on how they did that, that you'll be as successful. You don't know the other things that came along with that. And even if that was your thinking, you're still losing still losing focus on that's not even you.
Right.
I've heard people say things that direct people's lives indirectly. He come from a long line of them. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his whole family was. That don't mean he has to do that. That don't
He
mean
has
she
to, it
has to
doesn't
do
mean
that.
what it was is it just was a behavior was taught. It was
Right.
a
Like,
behavior taught, but not
yeah.
even it is meant to be taught. It's just a behavior is taught through watching. You know what I mean? Uncle John might have had all the women because Uncle John had the Benz and the chains. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But Uncle Bo over here and shit. You know what I mean? Uncle BJ though over here. You know what I mean? For Bo, we call him BJ because he loved Bojangles.
Right.
You know what I mean? But his real name Barry Jones. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. But Uncle BJ over here, jeans always dirty, shoes always dirty, right? But he really a general contractor, and he got 7 properties.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always going around, and he got a new project that they're working on. And he keep going on site. He not gonna wear his good shit to site.
Right. Right.
But Uncle BJ is honestly worth 1.5.
Right.
And Uncle John is really only worth. He got 1,700 in his savings account because he got to pay car payments.
I was getting ready to say, if you give him any more than 2,000, I was getting ready to say, I think we higher than thinking. No,
Yeah.
You make an excellent point.
That's what I'm saying. Because we were just taught to wear our wealth. You know, even Pimp C made it. He was like, don't get on them, you know, because they want to wear the chains and everything. We come from royalty, man. We was taught to wear our shine. But Pimp C had assets, man. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. He had it.
Not only that, but interpretation is everything.
Right.
You know, when you already 80% of one mind, all you're looking for something is to keep you going.
Right.
Most of the time, the reason why people turn around and they buy into certain things that people said, they were already thinking that way. They just wanted some more support. They just looking for validation by somebody who's done it or done it better.
And you know what's
funny?
Know
what I mean?
What's so funny is, we got to be careful because the type of world that we live in, platform that we talk about every week, YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, you can go in and type in the Porch podcast and you're going to see YouTube. But if you go in and say, how to get rich, they're going to show you some shit that might give you one nugget of stuff, or they might give you a step-by-step plan. This videos I did, the first million wasn't hard. You know, people like, damn, first million wasn't hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I got time. I got time.
But no actuality.
Yeah.
The formula is credit. You borrow money to purchase an asset. Start making money from the asset. Pay back what you borrowed. Once you pay back what you borrowed, everything's a profit. Once you take away your expenses. So you create things that's going to work for you, even if you're not there. Hence why you have the show Shark Attack. Shark Tank, I mean. Shark Attack. Clap it up. Because I was flowing, and I called that bitch Shark Attack.
Boom.
Boom, bitch. Shark Attack. Damn. Nah, what I mean.
Shout out to Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban and Shark Attack and the Shark Attack and the Dallas Mavs. So, Shark Tank though.
Right.
So people go in there in Shark Tank, and what they're honestly looking for is an angel investor.
Right.
Because of their product. What's funny about their product though, and I understand that they go on these shows and they be like, we sold this much so far and this much so far. I be asking myself,
why are they there?
Right. And I know they want to go on bigger markets and do other things, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. The world, when you're in sales in the world that we live in, bro, that lets me know. That lets me know that they're from their profits.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing too much.
Yeah.
And that means, like, for example, let's say what probably happened, they probably said, listen, man, I made $100,000 last year off this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They quit their 9 to 5. I don't need a job. I could do this. So
Okay.
now, if they was getting 50 at their 9 to 5, that 100 only 50 now. They don't realize that. Because if that was taking care of something, you understand what I'm saying? Like, they'll say, well, I doubled my regular work salary. Why do I need to have a job? I get everybody's mind frame of it. But when you turn 100 and you take half of it, you cut it in half, and now you got to pay taxes through that. That 50 start to look, that 100 start to look like 35.
Yeah. Everybody, first off, everybody's not a business person. I tell people listen, ambition is great. But if you don't know what you look like, I don't care how ambitious you are, you're not going to make it.
Right.
I said that before. I ask people all the time, what does your success look like? And if they can't tell me, I don't care what product they're trying to sell.
But my
They
thing
don't know
is,
if they don't know what if they don't know what their success looks like.
I get that. But my thing is this. I can't say that these people are not business people if they already put that much into it where they're making a profit of 100,000.
Not in Shark Tank. I'm not talking about it. Those people are there as entrepreneurs for that. I'm just saying the average person, and I don't know what those numbers are, is not an entrepreneur. They're not.
Right.
A lot of those people, what it is people know how to be people. Everybody don't know how to sell something or generate
not that.
Stuff like that.
But what
I just think it's different. Go ahead.
What I was saying about the Shark Tank people, and I was asking my question on why they're there, is because if you're making 100,000 a year from what you're doing, let's say last 2 years, you should have been able to build credit and get the credit that you get more from the credit, your own credit, to become a little bit more self-made. Because on Shark Tank, they'd be like, okay, we'll give you 700,000 for it, and we want 63%. Like, wait, what? It's not.
But before they get to that part, they ask these questions: Who came up with it?
Right.
What inspired it? Every one of the questions that leads up before a deal is even offered. Because guess what a shark knows?
Right.
If you don't know where this is going, I can't invest into this. So when I ask, once again, that's why I say what I say. If you don't know what your success looks like, I can't help you. I can't because you understand? And that applies to everyone. Everyone. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at it, like for instance, the point that I believe that you were getting ready to break down in terms of them establishing, credit or different things, it's always that person that's on it that says, my dad, man, he was, a firefighter. And one day he would come in because his hours were weird and he would make this thing and he would make these things. And so one day he created this tool here. And the story behind that is really his dad and the emotional attachment or their father and what he created. And that's really what the story is. Right? Because if you go on most of these business settings, if it's off a Shark Tank, they don't care about your dad that made the tool. They don't care. They want to know how it's going to make them money. But they use that, in my opinion, when they ask some of those background questions to see how serious you are and how committed and how focused you are to really making it work.
I think, too, the real answer, if somebody asks me the question, I just ask myself, why am I there?
Right.
It's because I'm looking for more capital, but I don't want to have to pay it back. I'm willing to sell a percentage of it to have a new partner. So when a person says, so they say I make 100,000 and they're asking for 200,000, and Mark Cuban say, all right, I'll give you 200,000, but I want 20%.
Right.
So now the person understands. I just got 200,000 from this. I sold 20% to Mark Cuban, who's a business influence, who's now going to be part of the face of this and grow. And then when I started making the profits of it, because Mark's not going to allow it to fall, just like I'm not going to allow it to fall, There's nothing that says I can't take the profits of the earnings from this and start something else new with what I really wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can honestly be their motivation. You know that
And
that's
like,
and that
so
would be
that's me.
mine.
That's right. And see,
That would be
that's a
mine.
great. But see, that's a great answer.
Right.
Now, to me, you got all of the key elements that you need to go on Shark Tank and be comfortable with whatever decision you make.
Right.
Because you got some people that go on there and they're firm. I'm only here to give up 12.5% of my stake into my company.
Hmm.
Well, you got some other people who hemorrhaging money. They go there and the next thing you know, they done gave up 35%, 40% of the stake in their company. For $150,000.
Hmm.
It's because of their inability to see that when it comes to business, you're gonna have high notes, low notes, and things that you have to continue to work on.
I think it makes sense with anything that deals with computer software, um, social platforms. Like I believe Zuckerberg only owned 51% of Meta. You know what I mean? That's what it's called now. Facebook is called Meta, but
Yeah,
50, he's just the majority owner, 51%.
yeah. I don't look. I'm not. You know that me. I'm not a big stock guy. That's never been. My interest has always been who does it serve? You understand what I'm saying? One of the main things, and that's me being just more of a creator, because I understand who I am. Like my success
Right.
is going to be developed by an ability to serve others. You know what I mean? To be that motivational speaker, that person that consistently do it. I work as if on my creative stuff, as if I'm being compensated from it.
Well, that's how
I
I
take that
start.
effect. That's how, you know what I mean? Yeah. So but it's not my intent. See, without getting too far off of it, the focus is what the focus is. You know what I mean? The focus is what the focus is. And as long as I don't lose that, I'll continue to be, very much satisfied with whatever I create, however it develops. I'll always be satisfied with it. So I just think a lot of times what winds up happening, the reason why, like I know people, bruh, who get 3 to 4 super great ideas in a year and they try to chase every one of them.
Can't. You
They ain't
can't.
got but one pair of legs and they want to run in every direction.
Okay, you got to focus on the one. You got to start making it. You got to start making a profit from it. You start making
Yeah.
a profit of it. You focus with that. Then you find a way. And here's the key element to everything, everybody. For the business people, non-business people, the idea people, whatever. You have to create the way to be able to make money from that without you always being present.
Yeah.
That's it. Just like 50 Cent, said, it came up in my memories and I shared it. He said, a person don't really make money till they make money while they sleep. He said, when I was on the shows, I had to do shows to get paid. I don't do no show, I don't get paid. He says, so that's like on Power. When I was on Power, I got killed. Everybody said, damn, I got killed off his own show. He said, nah, because I got the motherfucker on autopilot. And he sat back and put a cigar in his mouth. Now I got it on autopilot because he still was the executive producer. You see what I'm saying? So it's assets. You got to create that asset. Okay, I'm gonna get involved with Power. Boom. I'm playing this little role. I'm gonna get involved with it because they always make sure they say Power created by Courtney Kemp. It never says created by 50 Cent. It says executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. So now after that happened, 50 knew his influence. He knew that I'm the one. Y'all knew I had something to do with this. So this is what made y'all watch it. So now y'all gonna learn the stars like ghosts. Cause just like on The Shy, at one time Common was an executive producer. But Lena Waithe, I think that's how you say her name, was the one who really created it and gave us the characters and people. Remember, Common was in the early seasons of The Shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And again, he was gone, and I don't know if he's still executive producer, but 50 done started other shows from it. So it's like money, money, money.
Yeah,
on top of every time they play his music, or you know what I mean. That's why
yeah.
art is one of the biggest forms. It's called intellectual art. It's one of the
Mm-hmm.
biggest forms of way of you making money. You know what I
Oh, of
mean?
course.
Like, bro, if
Absolutely.
you turn around like you doing your motivational speaking thing, what you really need to do is write a book. You write a book.
Right.
That book is, long as that book is selling, you making money. Then it opens up the doors for you to be more of a speaker. You know, he has his own podcast. He's an author. He's an all. Let's bring it to the stage. Be original, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I agree. I mean,
In the
it
background,
definitely.
in the background of music, no blow, no blow, no blow going in your soul. Like you know what I mean? That's how it be. You got any this and that for me, man? Or would you rather?
Yeah, I think we should get into some would you rather's, man.
All right, man. Let's get in. Welcome to another episode of Would You Rather. Would you rather me be on the show and be serious all the time? Or would you rather me do what I do and come up and make the situation funny? Let's get to the show. No blow, no blow, no blow, no blow for your soul.
Welcome to another episode of Would You Rather, where I ask E a series of questions and eventually I get to an answer.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a fantastic storyteller, inspired by embarrassing moments, or never do anything embarrassing, but not have any funny stories?
I'm the first one all the time. I tell a lot of stories about embarrassing moments. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm that guy.
Would you rather break the world record for the fastest marathon, but have to run everywhere you go instead of walking? Or be considered the best chef, but have to cook something intricate and time intensive every time you make a meal?
I had to go with that first one because just the thought of what to make the meal different, or you know, people are known as great chefs from signatures. But if I gotta change something every time I cook, that's hard.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
real.
even if you cut it in half, you know what I mean, you know, and say you only have to cook half the year. That's still 182, basically 182 different meals I got to come up with. That shit, who menu got 182 different things on it,
Not
bro?
nobody.
That's
Nobody.
what I'm saying. That
Nobody.
so that walking, you know,
I
I
mean,
don't even
yeah.
know what you said. I just know that shit easier.
Yeah, than trying to prepare, a meal for. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
by far. Would you rather live in a tiny? Oh, all right. Would you rather live in a tree house or a tiny home by the beach? I was going to give you the last one first, but I wanted to flip it. Would you rather
Um,
live in a tree house or in a tiny home by the beach?
I would go buy the tiny home by the beach. Um, I feel like the tree house would have me one or two places, and wooded area, or well, definitely wooded area, or it would have me like more near lakes and a lot more nature, like deers and frogs and different bugs and shit like that I don't feel like dealing with. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the little tiny house on the beach, I just come out 9 times out of 10, the beach is gonna be warm. You waking up to that sunset. You know what I mean? I mean, bro, you go to
Hmm.
islands. You go to islands. I
Oh, so
said,
what you sleep? What you nocturnal? You said you wake up to the sunset.
yep, yep, yep. Have you ever seen the beach at night? You know what I mean? That's what you got to think
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Walking to the water, Caroline. What are you talking about? Yeah. Walking to
Exactly.
the water, Caroline.
Get it together, man. Would
Have
you
you ever
rather
seen
be?
the beach during the moonlight?
Go ahead. I realize at this point you got to get it all out. Would you rather be exceptionally good at a niche sport that very few people know about, or be okay at every sport you try? So it's either be very good, like
Like
exceptional.
be like the illest ping, not even ping pong, bing bong champion. Don't even know what that game is. Right. You know what I mean? Be the illest. You know what I mean? Be the goal of that league. Listen, picture be like
Right.
this.
Hold up. What?
You know what I mean? That's how you be. I know you taking pictures right now, ain't you? Ain't you?
Nah. Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
Or be. I'd rather be decent in everything I do. You know, dreams as an athlete, man. It's what it is when you're very young. No, seriously. No, seriously.
I believe. I believe you, bro. I'm
Listen,
glad
where
to
I'm
answer
going
the
with.
next question.
Like everybody. Yeah, we gonna go to the next question. You right?
Nah, it's cool. Go ahead. Answer
But
that.
yeah, because every time as when you're a kid, when a person says, "Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?" You obviously want to be whatever the fuck is fun.
Every time.
Every time, you know what I mean? Yup.
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, you know what you want to be? I'm gonna be the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be Tecmo Bowl champion of of the world.
Yeah, because like you've never met nobody that said, what you want to be when you grow up? A librarian. Like you've never met that person.
Never met nobody till
You
later.
know.
Maybe later in
Oh,
life when they
well,
got.
what about
Well,
you? I want to be a toll booth operator. Nobody's ever told you that.
yeah,
None of this, none of those positions.
not at 6 or 7. They
You
want to
know,
be.
now that's not what young Lamont said. You know, he
Nah,
said,
young Lamont did not say that. Young Lamont said he didn't say that he wanted to live at a junkyard with his dad. You know what I mean? Like on Sanford and Son. That's not what young Lamont said he wanted to do.
oh man, I almost started ruling just now, laughing, man. Get my life together. Would you rather live in a perpetual winter and always be a little too cold, just a little too cold, or endless summer and always too warm?
I go with the. Wait, how long is the winter for? Ever?
Perpetual winter. And I guess I gotta look up perpetual for you.
right.
Definition for perpetual. I don't want you to get, to pick the wrong one. Okay, there we are. So, and anybody who's watching this, like, they don't know what it means? Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Never ending or changing. Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we got.
Nah, I would have to go. I would have to go with summer, even though it's. I don't like being hot. I'm better when it's a little chilly. I just feel like winter reminds. And here's the thing. I like when it gets dark early. I do, but I don't want it dark all the time. Like I want nice summer days, man.
And it makes you, and it affects your body different.
Right. I'd rather be cold, a little cold than hot. Don't get it wrong, but I need that balance.
Yeah, I put a little. If it was a little cold, I put an extra layer on.
Like if somebody say, listen, man, you can move. You got to either move to Alaska, or you got to move. You got to move to Anchorage, or you got to move to Tampa. I'm going to Tampa, man. I'm not dealing with that shit and when it's cold like that the whole time.
Yeah. Now, if you just said like Arizona, it's a little bit different.
I still might have with Arizona. I heard Arizona. It's even though it's hot, it's not really a lot of humidity.
Got you.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather every movie was a musical or every store had a soundtrack?
Every store had a soundtrack.
Give me Home Depot, Z.
Home Depot's. Home Depot. Like I gotta pick a song. That's all.
Make it up. Make it up.
Oh, I can make it up. Boom. Walking to the. Glad you came. Stop. Here we go. Building blocks. Yep. Boom. Stop. Building block. Gotta get the orange bucket. Gotta use it as your cart. Every time you come, you gotta go and fart down the wrong aisle.
All right.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
All right. Ella, would you rather date someone you describe as fun or reliable?
Reliable, man. Reliable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun people in the world, but you don't want a fun Funny. Hey, yo, man, I need you to pick me up for work. Yeah. All right. I got you. Yeah.
This next one,
6
man.
o'clock come. Yeah, you put
Man,
it. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Here I come. I'll be there in 15 minutes. They pull up. Hey, man, listen. I got all the food and we got the
right.
bottles and stuff at the crib. But yeah,
You
you're
better
not
know.
reliable.
You're right. You fun.
Yeah.
You fun, but the party was yesterday.
right.
We needed all this yesterday.
Like, bro, I know
You know what
some
I'm saying?
people, man. If they cool, man. They fun and everything, man. But they don't be on time.
Yeah, they're not
If
reliable
they
people.
if they had a Super Bowl party, it'd start at halftime.
You just gonna be the fun dude who missed the plane. Like, who wants
Right.
to be that guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? He was fun though. You gotta stay late. We missed it. Give you this last one, man. It's kind of somewhat of a blast from the past. Sounds the same, but it's a little bit different. But this will be the last one. Would you rather have to fight one horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses? People want to know. You want to one horse-sized duck? Man. You know how big a horse is. Come on, the Clydesdale too. Where is mine?
That's the end.
I ain't mad
Would
at
you rather tune in next week for the next one? Damn, I ain't fucking with either one of them, bro. For real, I knew it was stupid, man.
tough situation, man.
You was like, you want to fight one big horse-sized duck
Yeah.
or
know.
50 duck-sized horses? P, man. I always try to, if I really have to, I'm going to answer the question. If I really had to, I'm trying to fight. I got to shoot the fade one-on-one. I'm going with the horse-sized duck, P. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
if 50,
yeah.
50 duck-sized horses,
Right.
I
That's what I'm saying.
guarantee you the horseshoes on them hurt one kick
Well,
off
that's what I'm
one.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And honestly speaking, it's past strength in numbers.
Right. You ain't gotta be that deep. Man, I ain't trying to 50
I
fight
mean,
50 or nothing.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. You don't want to fight 50 bees, bro.
Yeah, that's what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying? That's what I'm saying. Now I'm gonna fight 50 duck-sized horses. What?
The moment you said, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck? I was done.
Yeah, because you
I
knew what was
was
coming.
done, man. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all, man. This is the Porch Podcast, man. We go clap it up. Episode 103, man. For all of y'all who've been sitting here and listening to everything on all our streaming sites, you can catch us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcast, not podcast,
Right.
Stitcher,
I'll be
Radio,
on there.
Radio, Radio Public,
Yeah.
Red Circle, Amazon Music, Audible.
Podcast.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And of course,
We
you
might
can
have
see,
just keep it low. E. We might have just started a whole new thing.
yeah,
The podcast.
the podcast.
Right, yeah.
And if you want to catch us, you can find us on YouTube, man, at the Porch, man. DAPORCH, man. We love y'all, man. P, what you got to say to them, man?
Hey man, like I said, man, just focus. Don't do nothing for nothing, man. Always have a reason behind it. We don't have any extra, idle time to be just throwing around willy nilly like that. Hey man, do your best. Enjoy life. Enjoy the
Right.
moment. Don't be so preoccupied with what tomorrow looks like that you forget to enjoy today.
Right.
Don't lose sight of your dreams. You got to live in your reality at the point that you are right now. Like he said, man, we thank you guys for tuning in each and every week, taking time out of your lives just to spend time with us. We're going to keep on focused on bringing you all this content and doing the best that we can do. Appreciate you guys. As we say each and every week, please tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. More importantly, enjoy the show.
Right.
That's all I got for him this week, man. I look forward to seeing you, brothers and sisters, next week. Or if y'all listening to us, I look forward to talking to you next
Mm-hmm.
week.
All right, now.
It's been the Porch Podcast, episode 103. We talk to you.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.